Hello and welcome back to another video. Today we will be talking about how to lose body fat without losing muscle. This is something that I get asked very often, so I thought I'll make a video about it. Now, first and foremost, one thing that you need to understand is that to lose body fat, you need to be in a calorie deficit. And the way that you achieve a calorie deficit is by consuming less calories than what you need to maintain your body weight. Now, you could track your macros and your calories. You can weigh your food. You can weigh every single gram of food that you consume, but you can also eat intuitively. Whichever approach you choose to use, whichever one works best for you, do that. Now, no calorie deficit, no fat loss. Setting up your macros, one thing that you need to prioritize is to eat carbs around your training. So have carbs before you train and have carbs after you train. You do not want to be training fasted. You don't not want to be training on an empty stomach. If you're someone like me who loves to train around 9-10 a.m., then you would have a good carb-heavy meal probably 60 to 90 minutes before you go to the gym and train. Eat whatever food that you can digest very easily and that you know that work well for you. Let it rest and digest, and then go to the gym, do your training session. After your training session, maybe another 45-60 minutes after your training session, you will have another carb and protein and a healthy fats balanced meal. Calorie deficit, calories in versus calories out, is the most important thing that you need to understand when it comes to changing your body composition and when it comes to building muscle and losing body fat. Protein, you want to keep your protein somewhere between 1.8 to 2.2 grams per kilogram of your total body weight. The easiest way to achieve this is to spread your protein intake evenly throughout the day. So what I love doing is I have around 30 grams of protein for my breakfast, 35 grams of protein for my lunch, another 35 grams of protein sometimes in the afternoon, and then another 30 to 35 grams of protein for my dinner. So I never feel hungry when I am in a calorie deficit and when my focus is to lose body fat. So how to lose body fat and to keep muscle. The biggest mistake that I see clients make, or people make in general, is that when they enter a dieting phase, they think that they need to change their training completely. And your training should not change. The same type of training that has helped you to build muscle is the same type of training that is going to help you to preserve muscle when you are eating less, when you are in a calorie deficit. So one thing that you want to focus on when you are in a calorie deficit is to train the exact same way and train with the exact same training intensity. Your goal should always be to train with the intention to build muscle, regardless if you're in a deficit or if you're in a surplus or if you're at your maintenance calories. Keep your training the same. I follow my build program. A lot of my clients follow my build program and my other programs. And if they are in a calorie deficit, their training does not change. They still follow my programs. They still follow their training. They still track their training. They still make sure that they outperform themselves every single week. So for me personally, every single week, if I'm in a deficit, maintenance, or surplus, I train the same way and I just focus on outperforming myself and training harder in comparison to the previous week. Your training does not change. Lara and I went to the gym yesterday and we trained legs, and we are both focusing on fat loss at the moment. So I'm going to share some footage of us training, and this is what we did yesterday. We did the same exercises in a calorie deficit that we would do when we are in a calorie surplus or at our maintenance calories. We trained the same way. We lifted the same amount of weight. We lifted with the same RPE. You leave 2 to 3 reps in reserve. As you progress through your training program, as you progress with your training every single week, you increase the training intensity and you increase the load. When I competed, when I went through a very long dieting phase, my training did not change one single bit when I was focusing on losing body fat and preserving muscle mass. There are 2 things that you can also use when you're in a calorie deficit to help with fat loss, and those would be steps and cardio. If you want, you could increase your steps over time. Let's say that you've started your dieting phase and you're doing 10,000 steps right now. You could increase that to 12,000, then to 14,000, then to 16,000, then maybe to 18,000, whatever fits your lifestyle. Don't overdo steps. And cardio, you can do low intensity cardio. Do the type of cardio that you genuinely enjoy doing. If you don't like to do cycling, or if you don't like doing bike intervals or sprints, then don't do sprints. Then don't do bike intervals. Choose the type of cardio that you genuinely want to do, not because you're being forced to do it, but because you genuinely enjoy it. You can start with 1 session per week, then increase to 2 sessions per week. As you progress with your fat loss phase, as you are losing body fat and preserving muscle, you can add in more cardio, you can add in more steps, you can also use diet breaks, and you can also use refeed days when you go back to your maintenance. And if you're not 100% sure how many calories you should consume, just increase your calorie intake by 300, 400, increase your carbohydrates, have them around your training to help with your training performance and your recovery and your sleep. And then when you're ready to get back to the deficit, get back to the deficit and keep doing the same thing that you've been doing so far. Same type of training, same training intensity, same routine, same. Don't change if you don't have to change. Keep everything exactly the same. Calories, macros, routine, training, cardio, steps, change them if you really have to change them. So to lose body fat and to preserve muscle, training stays the same. Calories in versus calories out. Every single thing that you need to know about training and nutrition and reverse dieting, increasing your calories without regaining body fat after you've lost body fat, pre and postnatal training and nutrition, gut health, yoga classes, the best training programs, every single thing that you need to know about training and nutrition is in my app. The link to my app will be in the description down below. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you guys have enjoyed it. If there's anything in particular that you want me to talk about in my future videos, let me know in the comments down below, and have a great day.